Okay, so in this video, we're going to be looking at the melting of paraffin. I'm going to check the temperature of the water in these two beakers. It's been here holding relatively constant for a few minutes, with the heater adding energy, and obviously a little bit of conduction taking that energy away. And we'll see what we can get for a measurement when it stabilizes. Let's see if we can zoom in. On our measurements. And that's holding pretty constant. We'll put those back in a moment. Next, we have our test tubes with the paraffin in them. We'll run two trials at the same time here. We'll get these into the containers, and then we'll get them stabilized with some modeling clay. They're going to start to warm up. The temperatures were at room temperature, which is about 26 degrees C. But of course, that temperature is going to rise. It's become a little bit loose now, the thermometer from the container. Turn that so that we can read the temperatures. Hopefully that scale will be visible. While the temperature is a little bit stable, let me try clamping the thermometers. Let's check the water temperatures. So the water temperatures are still quite high, so heat's going to be flowing into this paraffin. We'll wait for those temperatures to stabilize. I'll zoom out in the meantime, so you can make some qualitative observations of the paraffin. The temperature did fall a little bit. Right now, you can read those temperatures in the high 70s. And we'll get some data on the paraffin as well. You can see that there's a mixture of solid and liquid in both of those. Stop taking the temperature of the water. Let's zoom in on the paraffin. We can see here that the level of the liquid for the paraffin in the left container and the right container. And we can go back to taking temperature measurements. Now at minute 5, let's take a look at the left container and the right container. And the temperatures on the left and the right. Give this a little stir. We'll do another check-in at minute 7 on the left container and the right container. And then temperatures on the left and on the right. We'll check the temperatures in the containers again. Still quite warm, still in the high 70s and the low 70s for this beaker. Let me see if I can get a little bit more onto the hot plate to keep the temperature up. This is at minute 8 in the video. We make an observation on the left. And an observation on the right. Observation on the left temperature. And the right temperature. Give it a little stir. This one a little stir. Bring the holders a little bit lower down so it's slightly easier to read the numbers above. We're almost at minute 10. Observation on the left and on the right. Temperature on the left. Temperature on the right. It looks like we're about to lose, maybe, the last of the paraffin that is solid in the left. So we'll get ready to get in close on that observation. Temperature. Paraffin has broken free from the thermometer temperatures. Let me get another thermometer in there for reference so that we can see when we've reached equilibrium. On the right, there's still solid paraffin. The thermometer on the left is in the water here, and on the right is in the paraffin. So we're approaching thermal equilibrium, but not quite there yet. The paraffin down at the bottom is completely gone. The temperature of the water is still a little higher than the temperature of the paraffin. But the temperature of the paraffin does seem to be coming up, and we'll expect it to stop when they reach equilibrium. The paraffin is completely melted at this point. We'll pause for a moment to make some observations on the right. Maybe a quick stir. It still hasn't come free. We can check the temperature. Back over to the left where things are maybe a little bit more interesting at the moment. We still haven't reached equilibrium. We're getting there. And we'll stop because things are interesting over here on the right. We'll get the thermometer into the cup on the right. Observations here. About to break free. Here's our temperatures. The higher one is obviously in the water. Observation down in the cup. About to break free. Temperature. We can check the water temperature also. Paraffin observation. Almost the solid gone. It looks like it's not going to disconnect this time. Check the temperatures. There is now only the tiniest little chunk of paraffin remaining. Doing a little stirring. You can see the temperature rising here. We're about 10 degrees away from equilibrium. Maybe we'll stop at 5 degrees among equilibrium because we're at 15 minutes on the video already. Do a little stir in the paraffin. And let's call it at 15:30.